Boy, you know, folks, people just can't wait till I make a mistake. They just are all over me, like Ali said, like white on rice. When I I've goofed up a minor error, which doesn't take away from the point that I was making. It was not Obama's mother that worked at a bank. It was his grandmother. His grandmother, a typical white woman. It was his grandmother, the second biggest bank in Hawaii. His mother ran off, left him with the grandparents, had another baby, or married, she married the Sotoro guy, who ended up adopting Barry, he was Barry back then. But you ought to see it. You were wrong. This is what really... It's just because I make so few mistakes. People just love. Even when the little nitpicking errors don't even take away from the overall brilliant point that was being made. Don't you just hate it when that happens to you? 800-282-2882. Rush Limbaugh back at you. Great to have you here. This segment of the speech, Michelle Obama, I literally came out of the couch when I heard this. And then there was another portion of the speech. This actually happened. When she was talking about how Obama doesn't care if you're a Republican or whatever, Catherine and I both, at the exact moment, shouted, "Boost!" at the TV. We didn't even look at each other first. Boost! Tell that to Paul Ryan. Doesn't care if you're a Republican, doesn't, for crying out loud, the most partisan president we have ever had in office. And that's saying something. Anyway, here's Michelle talking about Obama hunched over late at night reading the letters written by the struggling and the suffering all over the country.
You see, that's the man who sits down with me and our girls for dinner nearly every night, patiently answering questions about issues in the news, strategizing about middle school friendships. That's the man I see in those quiet moments late at night, hunched over his desk, poring over the letters people have sent him. The letter from the father struggling to pay his bills.
Yeah, struggling.
From the woman dying of cancer whose insurance company won't cover her care. From the young people with so much promise but so few opportunities.
Now wait.
And I see the concern in his eyes.
Wait for it.
And I hear the determination in his voice as he tells me,
wait for it.
You won't believe what these folks are going through, Michelle. It's not right. We've got to keep working to fix this. We've got so much more to do.
I about threw up. I stood up. I could not contain myself. He's the president of the United States, and it requires letters from the struggling for him to know the pain and suffering out there. And then when he learns about it, he says, Michelle, you won't believe what these folks are going through. We've got to keep working to fix this. Michelle, you won't believe what the hell does 23 million unemployed mean to this guy? What does median family income dropping from $51,000 a year to $47,000 a year mean to this guy? What does annual budget deficits of $1 trillion plus mean to this guy? What is $16 trillion ever a national debt mean to this guy? This was another classic illustration of this thing is all a pack of lies. And she doesn't believe any of this heartstring stuff. The people that fall for that, we talked about them yesterday, morons. I see the concern in his eyes, and I hear the determination in his voice. He tells me, you won't believe what these folks are going through, Michelle. You're causing it. Mr. President, you're causing this. Mr. President, your policies are making all of these things happen to real people. That's what's always bugged me about these unemployment numbers or job growth numbers or economic growth numbers. Are real people. Real lives are behind these numbers. These are real people that want to work who can't find jobs. These are people who want careers, not just workers who want wages. We have people in this country who look at having a career, making something of themselves. Michelle, you won't believe what these folks are going through? Shouldn't the President of the United States, particularly this one, who cares, who has all this empathy, shouldn't he know better than any of us what everyone's going through? He's the guy that's had all the summits, all the job summits. He's commissioned all the panels, all the experts to try to come up with solutions. And we're told last night that he doesn't know how bad it is till he gets these letters from people. And it's not right. We've got to work even harder. We have so much more to do. Well, if you keep doing what you've been doing, the numbers of people sending you letters like that are going to expand geometrically. I just didn't believe that. That's probably the only time in a speech I got mad. That's when I thought my intelligence was being insulted. The other times I know she wasn't trying to insult everybody else's. When you try to insult my intelligence, that's when I start taking it personally. Well, I wonder. Well, that's, you talk golf scores. I wonder if she ever sees him leaning over the golf scorecard at night while he's erasing the 5 and making it a 4. For presidential posterity. And I wonder, has it ever occurred to Michelle that her husband has caused so much of the misery that she says he's fretting over? Does it ever occur to her that the cause of all this misery she sees every day? Hey, Michelle, look at it. I don't believe what these people are going through, Michelle. Hey, by the way, did we lock in that trip to Martha's Vineyard? Michelle, I don't believe what these people are going through every day. How was Spain, Michelle? I don't believe what these people are going through, Michelle. Did I tell you what happened at Clooney's house in Hollywood at the fundraiser, Michelle? This guy's barely at the White House. I don't know if he signs these letters he returns. Anyway, so once again, where are we? Another election cycle where the real Barack Obama is concealed by the Democrats, and the made-up Barack Obama is who they want you to vote for. They're out there constructing a brand-new Barack Obama, folks. You are not to see the guy you've seen every day for the past 4 years. That's not the real Barack Obama. No, no, no. The 23 million Americans unemployed. All the Americans whose family income has dropped. All the Americans who can't afford to send their kids to college. All the Americans who can't afford health care. All those things. Not supposed to see that Barack Obama. Nope, nope, nope. Time now to make up another version of Barack Obama. Create a new Barack Obama v. 2.0 for you to vote for this year. He cares. And he's a saint. That's right. Fact checkers are not going to be checking much of this, which is why I am. Instead, we get media types on all the networks and all the cable stations impressed with the delivery, as I was too, but they leave it at that. The delivery is the sole aspect of judgment. The delivery of Michelle's speech is the only way it's being judged. Content not even being looked at by very many people. So tonight is Bill Clinton and Sandra Fluck night. All kicks off primetime 9 o'clock, but the NFL kicks off at about 8:30 with the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. So the question is, will more people watch Bill Clinton or the first football game of the season? Given the fact that ratings for the first night were down an average of 35% from 2008, I'd have to say most people probably going to be watching the football game tonight. That would be my wild guess. And guess, folks, this is a terrible thing. Well, it's terrible. It's a very unfortunate thing. Since they've made the decision to move Obama's acceptance oration from outside to inside. By the way, the revised National Weather Service wild guess for tomorrow in Charlotte, they have now reduced the chance of rain tomorrow night to 20%. It was 30% when they made the decision to cancel it because of weather. The new forecast is out. The chance of precip now 20% tomorrow night in Charlotte. It was not moved inside because of weather. There's not a single event that would have taken place in that stadium with the same forecast that would have been canceled or postponed. Not a football game, not a baseball game, not a soccer game, nothing. Whatever was scheduled to happen in that stadium tomorrow night, other than Obama's speech, would have gone on with this forecast. They move people inside because they don't have the people to fill up that stadium. It's just that simple. As I mentioned in the opening hour, I think it was Alan Combs. It might have been somebody else. But they said, it's a big problem. Don't have the hotel rooms in Charlotte to accommodate that many people overnight, which is why they had to bus them in. And now you got the weather. People don't want to risk lightning and so forth. They sell out that stadium minimum 10 times a year for Panthers football games. What do you mean they don't have accommodations in Charlotte to fill the stadium? They do it frequently there. They just don't have the people. You go back to Denver 4 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered if it was a blizzard. They wouldn't have canceled it, and people would have shown up. And you know what Obama would have said? People risk their lives, see me. People will sit in a snowstorm to see me. They would have taken the fact that a big crowd showed up in inclement weather as another indication of how loved Obama was, how mesmerized he had people, all of it. Now, it's an excuse for people not showing up. The bloom is off the rose. The elevator's not going to the top floor. The party is an order of fries short of a Happy Meal. It just ain't happening. And now, guess what? I have the sad story right here, my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. The headline's a little misleading. The headline says Obama likely to skip balloon drop after nomination speech. What does that mean? What does that mean? Quick, I'm not playing a game. I want to know what that headline really means to you, Snerdley. Obama likely to skip balloon drop after nomination speech. I live in Realville. I read that headline and I think, okay, Obama is going to get out of there right after he finishes. He's not going to wait for the balloon drop. He's just going to leave. That's not what the story is. They don't have any balloons. There isn't going to be a balloon drop because you can't have balloons outdoors. They had fireworks and stuff planned, which you can't set off inside, not the kind they have. So there aren't any balloons. So the headline is, well, Obama has decided that there won't be any balloons. No, Obama hadn't decided anything. It's a Fox News story. But they pointed out, if you look at the ceiling inside the Time Warners, there are no balloons in there. It's time for Bill O'Reilly's idea. Condoms. It's time for O'Reilly's idea to be put into action, a condom drop. I guarantee you, they've been giving those away at the convention, just like they give them away at the Olympics. I'll bet they're in every gift pack in every hotel room. I'll bet condoms are everywhere in that convention. They've already passed them out. They've already got them. They don't have to go out and buy the condoms like the balloons. They've already done that. Just release them. Don't even open the packets. Just drop the packets. Don't blow them up. Just drop the packets. Up, up and away, my beautiful balloon. Crystal blue persuasion. Do. Let me take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your phone calls and Kathleen Sebelius. Oh, yes. Kathleen Sebelius, whose job last night was to go out and resell Obamacare, even though as of now, it's the law of the land.